What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Y'all, it's been 3 months since the last time I posted, and if I'm being really honest with y'all, I am very blessed and lucky to be able to still talk to y'all after what happened to me. So as you can tell by the title, I got in a car wreck and I couldn't come back on here 3 months later missing teeth and skinnier without explaining what happened, because I swear y'all would have thought I was on drugs. And that's not what I'm trying to give. I don't do drugs. Well, I do a lot of drugs now because I have to, because of the wreck. But it's like, it's all prescription. It's that was prescribed to me. It ain't nothing like that. So I guess I'll just get into it and tell y'all what happened. So this all happened on August 1st. It is November 6th now. I talk with a lisp now. It is November 6th now. So like August, September, October, and now November. It's been 3-4 months since I got in a wreck. But anyway, let me tell you what happened. So like I said, it was August 1st. Me and my friends were leaving a bar. But wait. I wasn't drunk. I had one drink. But on the way from leaving the bar, me and my friend kind of got into like this little petty argument about like a conversation we had earlier. And that resulted in my friend wanting to get out the car. So I let him out. And when I did let him out, it was randomly. Wherever we was at, I just let him out the car. So I called our other friend that we was at the bar with, let her know that, oh, he wanted to leave. So can you come pick him up and take him home? She does that. And maybe like 10-15 minutes later, the friend that like jumped out of my car or whatever, he wanted his wallet back. So I take the wallet to his house. I text him, let him know I was at his house, and he never came outside. Oh, and by the way, I want to make this known. None of this is funny, but I'm telling it with like some comedic undertones because that's just how I guess I deal with trauma, which you will find out later on in this story. Like, I crack jokes when I'm uncomfortable. So, or not that I'm uncomfortable, but you know, I can't take nothing serious. So back to the story. I was at his house. I texted him, let him know that I had his wallet, I was outside, and I guess he had me waiting there for a while because I ended up falling asleep in my car. And after that, I wake up, my car's still on, I'm still in his yard, and it's almost like 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. So I just wake up, put my car, see that it's 3 o'clock, put my car in drive, and then I head down the road. And unfortunately, when I was heading down the road, I ended up falling asleep at the wheel and getting hit by an 18-wheeler. Yay, so that was fun. Not really. But yeah, what else do I say? Hold on. I got notes on my iPad to keep me on track because I have ADHD and then it be ADHD in. So hearing that I got hit by an 18-wheeler, you would think like it was a pretty bad wreck, and it was.
What in the world?
First responders pulling up, they told my mom, they told her like they didn't think anybody was living in the car when they saw my car. I will show you a pictures. I was rushed to the nearest hospital, which was in, well, I guess it don't matter which hospital I was, but like I'm from a small town, so like most small town hospitals don't have like everything that is needed to treat severe cases and stuff like that. So I was sent to the nearest like bigger hospital, and that was like 2 hours away from me. They wanted to, this is what I heard. I'm not really sure. Nobody besides my mom told me this. They wanted to take me by helicopter, but apparently I was too big to fit in the helicopter. Keep in mind, I'm 6'5", almost pushing 400 pounds at this point. You saw the videos. You will see another video that's coming out after this video where you see my full body. I'm a big person. Like, keep in mind, I don't remember none of this because when I was sleeping in the car when I got in my accident, they say I was talking to like the first responders, like telling them where I was hurting at and all this other stuff. I don't remember none of it. I had family come see me in a smaller hospital. They said that like I was talking and responding to them. Don't remember none of it. But what I do remember is like waking up in the bigger hospital maybe 4 or 5 days later and told that I was in a wreck. Well, I was very confused when I woke up. My brother let me know I was in a wreck, that my car was destroyed, and that I pretty much broke everything in my body. I broke my clavicle, I broke my wrist. You see the scars? Can you see the scars? I broke my wrist. I had a facial fracture. They said this hand was like the skin on it was like torn off. I had a skin graft. What else I broke? I broke my ribs. I broke my sternum. I had 2 teeth knocked out right here. These 2 teeth knocked out. I broke my femur and I broke my ankle. What else? Am I missing anything? I don't know. I just know that I was pretty torn up. Woke up. Oh, my neck. I had a neck brace on too, like because I broke my C-spine in my neck. So yeah, I ended up being in the hospital for 3 weeks, and then after that, I came home. So let me go into like the recovery of it all, and I'm still currently going through recovery, and it's almost 4 months later. So initially in the hospital, I wasn't doing much. They was just like giving me pain meds and what else? Like I guess trying to get me accustomed to like having all these broken things, like my wrist, my hand. Like I had both my hands casted up, so like both my hands were in casts. I had a splint on my nose, had a neck brace on. What else? I'm trying to think of this stuff. I wrote some stuff down. Yeah, but I say my time spent in the hospital was, and I couldn't eat like anything but like liquid foods and like mashed potatoes and stuff like that because I had a facial fracture. But when I got home, that's really like when it kind of all hit me that like, oh, you can't do what you used to do. So, and I will say my mom's a nurse. My grandma, she's retired, but she used to be like a at-home, I don't know, like an at-home care person, like people that care for the elderly in their homes and stuff. My grandma used to do that. So like when I got home, I had a lot of like care, if that makes sense. So my recovery at home wasn't bad at all. I had people who knew what they were doing, who were used to stuff like this around me. So like that made my recovery easier. So like sitting at home, I was really just chilling.
It's just me. You're probably wondering how I end up in this situation.
Get out my face. I don't got time. Like waiting for all my bones to heal, trying to get used to things. Like I don't have my tumblers way over there, but like my cup like is a Stanley cup. I was so weak, it was like I had to struggle to like hold and pick it up. And my mouth, like it's still swollen. Like you can see like where my lip is still swollen. But it was more swollen, so like trying to drink from it was hell. What else? And I was home for a month before I actually started like physical recovery. Physical therapy to like really get used to moving my hands and things. And pretty much, and like this is like where we still are, because like I'll get into it later. Well, no, I can get into it now. So like 2 weeks ago, I had this, I called it my robot leg because like I said, I don't take anything serious. So it was basically like rods and screws in my foot and ankle. I'll put up a picture because I think I have a picture of that. 2 weeks ago, well, I had that in my foot for like 2 months. And then 2 weeks ago, I got it removed. Hold on. I got it removed. I was gonna try to lift my leg up and show y'all like the boot that's on my leg now, but like I don't have the room for that, and I'm not gonna make it because I could barely walk. So two weeks ago I got it removed, and like after that was removed from my foot, like the rods and stuff, I was able to like start standing literally like the first day or the next day after I had a surgery to get those rods and stuff removed. The next day I started standing. And 2-3 days after that, I started walking a little bit with the assistance of my walker. Yes, I have to use a walker to walk right now because I'm still gaining strength in my legs. I'm still like recovering, you know? So that's where I am on the recovery of it all. I would like to talk about like my mental state during all this, because that's what really shocked me, because of course something traumatic just like kind of happened to me to where like my whole life changed, but like I was still a happy person. Like I was still cutting up, making jokes, still like being who I am. And that surprised a lot of people, because I know I would talk to a lot of my friends. They'd be like, bro, if I was you in your situation, like I'll be so depressed, I'll be all that. Like, but I guess because like I dealt with like being depressed and having like, well, I don't want to say depressed, but like having a really like down and sad mind and stuff of that nature when I was a teenager. And I learned to like change my mindset on stuff. Like when I start thinking like negative and things of that nature, I learned to like quickly, I can snap. I learned to like quickly change like my thoughts to like something more positive. So like every time I would like be down about like how my life is now, it would be like for maybe a day. Like I'll feel sad for maybe like 5 hours, and then I'm back to like regular me. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but like in this case, I think it helped me heal fast, because like even the doctors, my physical therapists and all that, they're like really surprised, but like based on how broken up I was, they were really surprised about like how quote unquote fast. I mean, it's been 3 months, but I also did break almost every bone in my body. It's been like 3 months since like they're telling me that I'm recovering pretty fast. And I attribute that to like my positive attitude, my I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but it's like I wasn't really sad throughout this whole process. And also another thing I think that helped me not be as sad is because like I don't remember the wreck. And I guess I have a high pain tolerance because I really wasn't in much pain. Like, yes, I broke my neck. Yes, I broke my clavicle. Yes, I broke my wrist. I broke my ankle. I broke my hip. I broke all these things, but like I really wasn't in much pain. Like I just couldn't move, like, and the stuff, like, and I was just weak, but I really wasn't like, like, and then if you would have seen me, like, the way I was like all wrapped up and stuff, you would have thought like I was that fish from that one episode of SpongeBob when there was one around selling chocolate, you know what I mean? I couldn't do none of that. But yeah, that's the story. And like, the story is still going because like I said, I'm still recovering. Like, I'm going, when I get up from my desk chair and get back into that hospital bed back there that you see, I'm going to have to use this walker. And I don't know what's going to happen, like, when it comes to, like, YouTube. Because, like, that whole time I was sitting there, I wanted to, like, the day I got in my wreck, I was actually filming a video with my friends before we went to the bar. And I'm probably still going to post that video, even though didn't get to finish. It was going to be, I think a hygiene restock video, and I never got to like finish. I never got to use the products because the products were in my car and I wrecked, and my car is balled up like tissue paper. So never got to use the products. I spent, I think, $60 on that shit. Never got to use it. I was kind of upset about that. Also, like, I will say, hold on, before I start talking about YouTube, I will say this. For what I went through and for the only things that like to truly be wrong and truly be permanent, because I could have been dead, I could have been paralyzed, I could have like, anything could have happened. But for me just to have like scars and missing teeth, which I can get fixed, don't know if I will or when I will. But like for me to like have went through all that and just ended up with like a couple scars and missing teeth, I'm very grateful. And I don't know what I'm gonna do on YouTube because like mainly the content I was making was like vlogs and like hair and skincare and all that. But like I can't get up to my bathroom. I have all my products sitting on my nightstand right here, like for my baths and for me to wash my face. As you can see, my hair, it is not done. It's just in a big puff ball on the top of my head. So like I don't know what kind of content I'm going to be making for YouTube during this recovery period. But if you have any ideas, any suggestions, like let a brother know, because like I need that. And I don't know what else to say. Like I'm grateful that I'm okay. I'm grateful to be alive. I thank God that I'm alive. And I'm back on YouTube. I don't know about a schedule, don't know what content I'm gonna be posting, but I'm just happy I'm still able to post because you seen the car. You know, I should not be here. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say. How would I say this? I'll see you later because I can't say that. Bye.